Okay, so this video is everything you need to know about Nashville, including my 5 favorite things about this city and then the 5 things that I can do without. So stay tuned. This is Tiffany Gudger with eXp Realty and Tiffany Gudger Real Estate. If you're wanting to learn everything you can about eating, sleeping, working, living, and playing in the Nashville, Tennessee area, then make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down here and click that little bell to make sure you're notified every time we do a new video. Honestly, we get so many people calling us every week that are relocating here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving or relocating to the Nashville, Tennessee area, make sure you shoot us an email, send us a text, give us a call, days, nights, weekends, however you want to get a hold of us. We're here to help when you want to relocate to the Nashville, Tennessee or Middle Tennessee areas. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the 5 pros and the 5 cons, in my opinion, when moving to the Nashville, Tennessee area. When it comes to good news or bad news, I like to take the bad first and save the best for last. So you're going to want to stay till the very end because my number 1 pro is definitely some good information. But let's go ahead and start with our cons. My number 1 con is the public transportation system here, or the lack thereof. We do have one train that's a passenger train that runs from a little bit outside of the city to downtown, but that's it, other than a bus system, which is fine. There's a lot of different routes, but a lot of them don't run on nights and weekends and holidays. So during those times, you'll have to have a car or take an Uber, which is pretty popular around here. But Nashville's not the city you want to go to if you're planning on not having a car. We don't have any kind of light rail system. One was proposed in 2018 but didn't pass, so who knows when that's actually gonna happen. Our city is just growing so fast that our infrastructure can't adequately accommodate all the people that are moving here. So con number 1, the public transportation system. You better bring your car. All right, so now we're on to con number 2, the traffic. Nashville consistently ranks in the top 25 most congested cities in America. Your 5 o'clock traffic is going to be more like a 3 to 7 o'clock traffic, and the same for your morning commute. We've really only got 3 interstates that take people to work and from work into the city. We've got I-65 that runs north to south. We've got I-40 that runs east to west, and I-24 that goes diagonally and kind of splits the two right between the city. Those 3 interstates to get home if you live in the burbs are going to be congested. However, when compared from, 1 to LA, this place is a breeze. We don't have a ton of standstill traffic downtown or outside of your commute times. It's really not that bad. All right, so that brings us to con number 3, the weather. Now, to some people, this could be a pro or a con because we do experience all 4 seasons here, which is awesome. However, the summers here are brutal, with averages in the high 90s, and the humidity is just insane. I'm talking big frizzy hair for the girls, and you walk outside and you're instantly sticky, and it is rough. Now, the winters are pretty mild, so if you're coming from a colder climate where you're used to a lot of snow, this might be really good for you. There's not a lot of snow, which is good and bad. If it's going to be cold, I prefer a good snow. And I'm from Asheville, North Carolina, originally in the mountains where we have beautiful falls, and they're pretty here, but they're a lot shorter because our summer is so long. So for me, the weather here is a con mostly because of the summers. They're just almost unbearable with all that humidity. They're nothing compared to some of the Florida heat or the drier heat. It's just sticky and tough. All right, guys, so this brings me to con number 4, tourism. And let me tell you, it is big here. But let's start off by saying it is definitely a good thing for those businesses that rely on it for their business, and I think that's great. But again, this list is me personally, and I think it's a con. Parking rates downtown are astronomically high, if you can even find a parking spot. You can't just jump into your favorite restaurant and pop in and have breakfast or lunch anymore because everybody else has found out about the restaurant already as well. Also, bachelorette parties are a real thing here. Nashville has ranked number 1 for multiple years on the number 1 destination for bachelorette parties. But then again, depending on who you are, that could also be a pro. Nashville Also, because it is such a destination city and the state has a lot of tourists, we have a very high sales tax. You're going to pay 9.25% sales tax when you buy things here. Now there is a pro to that we're going to get to a little later, but higher sales tax, bad parking, expensive parking, long waits at your restaurants. There's all kinds of reasons why I think that tourism should be a con. All right, so we're at con number 5. You are not the only one moving here. Everyone is moving here. At one point, there was even 100 people moving here each and every day, which means the housing market is nuts, which means that home prices are increasing and they're going very, very quickly. Right now, we have a month's worth of inventory, which means that if no new houses came on the market, we would sell out of homes within 1 month. People are starting to discover that they can do a lot of their work from home, so a lot of people are moving here for some of the pros that we're going to talk about a little later. And that just means that makes the market that much more competitive. The good news is that as realtors, we've started to get used to it, so we've all kind of become some relocation experts. This really means that if you're thinking about relocating here, you should start looking months in advance just to make sure that you get what you want. So again, con number 5, everyone's moving here. Okay, so now we get to move on to the pros of Nashville, the really fun part for me. And I'd have to say that number 1 is going to be the Southern hospitality here. It is so big here. People holding doors, saying thank you and please, and everybody just really comes together here. If you're not aware, Tennessee is also called the volunteer state, and for a very good reason. For example, we had a pretty bad tornado back in 2020, and the amount of people that came out to volunteer was just overwhelming. We almost had too many volunteers. We didn't know what to do with them. And seeing people help their neighbors was just, it really brought our communities together, and Nashville helping other Nashvillians. Also, the music industry took a big hit during the pandemic because due to the restrictions, a lot of people couldn't play music anymore and no more concerts. So there were businesses that took it upon themselves to help out some of these people and hire them to do different jobs, and small businesses that were losing their business. People came together on social media and got together to support these restaurants and other small shops and businesses. And it's just very, very welcoming here. So if you're worried about moving to a place where you're not going to feel welcome, invited, don't worry about that with Nashville. You're going to be very welcomed here by a lot of people. Okay, so pro number 2 has to be the music scene. Everybody mentions it, and for good reason. So obviously we have Broadway, which is down in downtown, and it has all the honky tonks and bars with lots of live music. It's not just country. You will hear a lot of country down there, but you'll hear people playing covers, their own songs, originals, rock, hip hop, all kinds of stuff. We also have a lot of concerts here. We have the Grand Ole Opry. We have the Ryman, which was the mother church, the original country music venue for the Grand Ole Opry. We have Bridgestone Arena. We have Ascend Amphitheater, which is an outdoor venue. Lots of places for actual concerts as well. There's also a lot of places that offer singer-songwriter rounds where you can hear people playing their original music that you might hear on the radio. Like the Bluebird Cafe is highly, highly recommended. It's very small and a little hard to get into, but it is really, really fun. We have all kinds of music here. We have jazz spots and hip hop and pop, and of course, lots of country. Pro number 3 is that our economy here is booming. Nashville historically has one of the lowest unemployment rates because there's lots of job opportunities here. There is some competition because of all the people moving here, but there's opportunities for everyone. Lots of businesses have started moving here, especially from California. We had 38 businesses move here in 2019, and even with the pandemic, we had 24 move here during 2020. So the economy is just really good. There's also, just a little FYI, no state income tax here in Tennessee. So we do have that 9.25% sales tax, but we don't have any state income tax, which is pretty cool. The cost of living here in comparison to other big cities is also pretty low, just based on what you pay for housing versus the average income. So a lot of people are bringing those businesses or moving here from California or other places where the cost of living is a lot higher. So that is, of course, a pro to living here in Nashville and the Middle Tennessee area. Pro number 4 of Nashville, Tennessee would have to be the proximity of Nashville to a lot of other places that you could go visit. I said earlier that I'm from Asheville, North Carolina, and it is beautiful, and I highly recommend everyone go check it out. It's about 4 hours from here. Knoxville is about 2.5 hours from here. And right in between the two, you'll have Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, which is an amazing place to go rent a cabin and just really get out there in nature. Memphis is 3 hours away. Chattanooga is 2 hours away. Birmingham, Alabama is about 2.5 to 3 hours away. You can stop in Huntsville, Alabama on the way there, which is only about 2 hours from here. Atlanta is only 4 hours away. Louisville, Kentucky is 2.5 hours. St. Louis, Missouri is 4.5 hours. And Cincinnati is right at 4 hours. So you can be in a lot of places within a pretty short driving distance to go check out. Also, Nashville is known as Music City for a reason, and it's because a lot of big touring artists and acts come out of Nashville and stay here, because you can pretty much be anywhere in the continental United States within a 12-hour drive. So that's really good for people that tour and ride on buses, and that's part of why we are Music City. We've also got a really nice airport, and your flights from here are going to be relatively short no matter where you want to go in the United States. So, pro number 4, definitely the proximity to other places. Okay, so if you stuck around this long, we are at my number 1 pro for living in Nashville. And there is just so much to do here. I tell all of my clients when they're looking to move here that they just need to come here, get out, check things out, drive around to the areas you want to be in or want to be close to, and see what they all have to offer. Aside from being so close to so many other places to check out, we have a lot of cool stuff to do here. Like the food scene is amazing. We're famous for our Nashville hot chicken, and we've got several places you need to go check out. We have Tennessee barbecue. We have plenty of James Beard and Michelin star restaurants with food from all around the world, things I had never even heard of before I moved here. So you definitely want to get out there and try some of these restaurants as well. So if you're a foodie like me, there's lots of opportunities for you. For those of you that like to do things outdoors, you might not know that there are 2 lakes really close to Nashville as well, just east of town. And that's something that I really like to partake in. We go boating, we take the dogs out on the water, they're kayaking, we got creeks and rivers. We like to take the dogs out on the boat to the different islands on the lakes, and jet skis and that kind of stuff. There's boat rentals. We have our own greenway, which provides really good walking trails. There's lots of hiking and mountain biking. There's 10 really good waterfalls within a 2.5-hour drive of Nashville, so you can go check out the waterfalls as well, which I know a lot of people really enjoy doing. And this past year, I've really gotten into disc golf, with it being the pandemic and not really being able to do things indoors. I picked up disc golf this past year, and we have a lot of disc golf courses. We have a lot of regular golf courses, which we also enjoy going to as well. There's just all kinds of outdoor activities for you to partake in here in Nashville. Nashville also has a lot of professional sports teams here. We have our Tennessee Titans, tighten up. We also have our brand new Major League Soccer team here, which everyone was really excited about, that we just got in 2020. And we have the Nashville Sounds, which is our minor league baseball team, and our hockey team, the Nashville Predators. So whatever kind of sport you're into, we've got something that you'll enjoy. We also have Centennial Park, which has an exact replica of the Greek Parthenon, which is really cool and makes for a great photo op or a good day to picnic with the family. And we have the Nashville Zoo, which is always fun. I really enjoy going there as well. We also have lots of festivals and activities to do here, such as CMA Fest every summer. We have Oktoberfest, the Music City Hot Chicken Festival, Live on the Green Music Festival, Tomato Art Fest in East Nashville, which people really, really love. Our Let Freedom Sing Music City July 4th, farmers market, our flea markets. There's just a whole lot of things for you to do and get out there and check out and meet some of the people who live here. You will never run out of things to do here. We just don't want you ending up being stuck in traffic, ending up in a place that you don't like or something that isn't ideal for you. So the only way that we can help you, like we've helped lots of other people, is that you have got to reach out. Give us a call, text, email, days, nights, weekends. We're here to help however we can when you're relocating to the Nashville, Tennessee area. And until our next video, we'll catch you later.